Sir, namaskar, sir.
A very important topic today, and fortunately, Dr. Rupa is with us. That is topic is Japanese encephalitis transmission outbreak investigations. So, as you are aware, that first case of Japanese encephalitis was recorded 1871 in Japan, and at present, this disease is a major.
म्यूट हो गया। आरएस तुम्हारा म्यूट हो गया।
Okay. So, first case in our country was reported 1955 in South India. The disease spread to North India by 1978, from where extensive and recurrent outbreak been reported. So recently, last year, more than 2,400 cases with 266 deaths reported in our country from 24 states. And at present, there is a decline in JE cases in 2020 by 62% in comparison to 2019. That is up to 19 July. Similarly, deaths also declined by 83% in 2020 comparison to last year corresponding period. Maximum burden by Assam 25%, followed by UP 9%, Odisha 8%, and other states also likely. So today, Dr. Roop Kumari with us, and so Dr. Roop Kumari has an extensive professional research experience of more than 30 years related to vector-borne diseases. By qualification, she did master's and diploma course on biology and control of disease vectors from London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and PhD on malaria from Malaria Research Center, at present NIMR, ICMR. She also did MPhil from Himachal Pradesh University in Shimla. 2017, she did a certificate course on leadership development course Science of Eradication Malaria by Swiss Tropical and Public Health Institute, Basel. Presently, she is working as a technical officer with World Health Organization, looking after malaria and other vector-borne diseases. She supports countries for malaria elimination activities and for prevention and control of dengue and other VBDs. While working at WHO, she is always supportive to strengthen entomological capacity in our country. Her support is really appreciated. Besides WHO, she has working experience of 3 prestigious Institute of India, NVDCP, NIMR, and National Center for Disease Control. She was working as a joint director, National Center for Disease Control and NVDCP. Her work has been appreciated by all the head of the institute. She has contributed many new initiatives in program as well as many important innovations in research. She was awarded Young Scientist Award in 1992 in as a international conference, received award of honor in an international conference entomology 2012 at Patiala University, and by Indian Society for Malaria and Other Communicable Disease 2019. Award Fellowship of Indian Society for Malaria and Other Communicable Disease in 2007 for recognition of outstanding contributions to the field of vectors and vector-borne diseases. She has been publications more than 50 papers in peer-reviewed journals and guided 3 PhD students, 2 Master of Public Health and 1 EIS officer for registration in NCDC. She has participated in more than 100 international meetings, seminars, conferences in India and outside the India, USA, Switzerland, Vienna, Vietnam, Thailand, Sri Lanka, London, UK, Singapore, Nairobi. She is an expert member of WHO for development of global guidelines for prevention and control of dengue. Also participated as an expert DDT expert group meeting at United Nations Environment Program Geneva.
Volume adjust பண்றதுக்கு.
Malaria Elimination Advisory Group meeting. Kindly off your audio. Today, since her presentation is Japanese encephalitis, so her contribution of Japanese encephalitis are, there was no national program at present previously under NVDCP and for Japanese encephalitis and dengue before 2003. First time national control program with proper planning of budgets, control strategies were planned when she was a nodal officer of these diseases at National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. During her time, case definition of JE has been changed AES/JE surveillance guidelines were developed and introduced sentinel sites concept in program and introduced vaccine. Apart from all these activities, I remember we were also working with Dr. Rupa in NVDCP. She prepared I think, first time insecticide resistance map of our country. And now over to Dr. Rupa.
आप स्टॉप कर दीजिए अपना.
I have to now screen share.
Yes.
Now you have to start again.
To start. Screen share.
Meanwhile, those who have not muted their mic and video, please mute your mic and video so that the speaker is a little comfortable
fine?
speaking.
Dr. Srivastava, is it fine?
Yes, it is
fine.
You can go. Very nice.
This is presentation mode.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. R.S. Sharma, for nice, introduction. And good evening to all of you, all dear participants as well as my colleagues. So I am very grateful to Dr. R.R. Sharma, Dr. R.S. Sharma, Dr. P.K. Srivastava, and all directors of Absolute Human Care Foundations for giving me this opportunity. My special thanks to Dr. Srivastava for giving me this topic. I have to speak on JEE, as I think my contribution toward the JEE is much more when I was there at NVBDCP. Thank you very much, Dr. Srivastava. During my presentation, I will try to highlight some of my experience, especially during the outbreak. Thank you very much once again. So I will start my presentation. I will include global distribution of JEE and also countries in row of JEE and JEE transmission. What is the control strategy about JEE vaccination? What is the new initiatives? Surveillance, outbreak investigation, and particularly I will mention about outbreak investigation of urban Japanese encephalitis and also my experience of UP. As Dr. Sharma has already mentioned, the first JEE virus activity was recorded by VRC, that is known as NIV Pune, during sero survey for an arboviruses. First human case in India was recorded in 1955 from Tamil Nadu. 1973, first outbreak of JEE was reported from Bankura and Bardhaman districts in West Bengal, and repeated occurrence of the outbreak was there again in 1976 and 1978. 1978, widespread occurrence of suspected JEE was reported from different parts of the country. On that time, national level monitoring has been initiated at a national malaria elimination program in 1978. So there was no program, national program for prevention and control of JEE before 2003. In 2003, national program has been made, and under the umbrella of National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, JEE, dengue, chikungunya, Kala-Azar, malaria have been included. After 2003, I was also working with Dr. P.L. Joshi, who was the former director of National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, and we introduced the case definition of the JEE, because what happened from all over the country, all suspected JEE cases as well as the Chandipura or encephalitis cases, enteroviruses are reported in our office NVBDCP as a JEE, confirmed JEE. So there are many questions raised in the ministry and parliament. So Dr. Joshi has decided it's the time we have to change the case definition of JEE. So we developed a guidelines, acute encephalitis syndrome surveillance, Japanese encephalitis, with the support of NPSP, WHO. On that time, Dr. J. Wenger was in charge of NPSP, and we were also working together with CDC team. We organized a meeting in Delhi, and where Dr. Sivalal was chairing that meeting. On that time, we decided and discussed, and we have changed the case definition of AA. All the AAS cases will be reported separately, and among the AAS cases, the JE cases, whatever the JE diagnosis as confirmed JE cases have been reported as a separate JE cases. So 2013 JE cases have been also reported from Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh. Although, as mentioned by Dr. Sharma, the case load in UP now is decreasing, but during 90s and 2000 till 2010, maximum JE was contributed from Uttar Pradesh. First JE virus activity was recorded in 1887 from Japan, and the virus was also isolated from Japan, and maybe it's called Japanese encephalitis. Yeah, and it is restricted only in the Southeast Asian and the Western Pacific regions, where the JE endemic, there are about 24 countries. JE mostly prevalent in children's, below 15 years of age. But in most of the area after the vaccination, JE also reported in adult group. But why the JE is not there in adult in endemic countries or endemic area? Because of natural immunity through exposure, and but individual of any age may be affected. Although symptomatic JE cases are very rare, only 1 or 2 cases are reported from a village, and case fatality rate is about 30%. 1/3 of the Japanese encephalitis children's recover, and 1/3 has some neurological disorder, and 1/3 the mortality is there, approximate 1/3. But we have safe vaccines for JE for the prevention of Japanese encephalitis. And this map is showing endemicity in different states. As mentioned by Dr. Sharma, also 24 states contributed Japanese encephalitis, and new states like Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura. Even the JE was reported from Orissa, Jharkhand. Arunachal Pradesh, the JE first reported in 2013, but in 1978, Uttar Pradesh, where the outbreak was reported, in Goa, outbreak was reported, Karnataka, and in Haryana, 1990, the first outbreak was reported. JE was there in 3 KK area, Kaithal, Kurukshetra, and Karnal. These are the high endemic area for Japanese encephalitis. And Bihar also, like the Dhanbad, the cases were reported, and now Muzaffarpur, where the cases have started reported in 1995 onwards. And like Andhra Pradesh, 97, the first outbreak was there, and after that, Andhra Pradesh was very high endemic area, and repeated outbreak was reported. Even the mouse brain vaccine we were using in Andhra Pradesh in some districts like the Kurnool and Kerala also, the disease were prevalent, but after some time, so that become disappear, and again the recurrence of the disease was reported there. If you compare the 2013 and 2008 figure, in 2008 the endemicity is very high in UP as well as in Tamil Nadu, but if you compare in 2013, the more number of cases were recorded in 2013 in UP, Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, as well as in Karnataka. And mostly deaths were reported from Assam and Uttar Pradesh. About the case fatality rate is varied from state to state. Like the UP and Assam, the case fatality rate is very high. But we'll go to southern state like the Karnataka state, where the case fatality rate is about 2 to 10%. It was very low when I was there at the program. So it depends how the state is managing cases. So case management training is also important, and NVBDCP always provide training for PSC medical officers and or for clinicians for the case management training for the Japanese encephalitis. The transmission cycle is very complicated, where host, amplifying host, pigs are there, and also the carrier reservoir, the water birds are there. Mosquitoes like Culex groups of mosquito, especially the Culex visnui group of mosquitoes are the main vectors for the Japanese encephalitis, which breeds in large water bodies like the rice field, ponds, ditches, even canals, even the rainwater collection, flood water collections. So the most prevalent vector is the Culex stantiduricus in our country.
रूपा थोड़ा जोर से बोलना पड़ेगा.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So most prevalent vectors are Culex stantiduricus or the visnui group. Host, amplifying host is pigs. Why the pigs is amplifying host? I will present on my next slides. And the full recovery, about 30% cases recover, and 30% are the disease, and recover with residual complication, like the neurological disorders are there, and that is also the permanent nature. That is the main problems in Japanese encephalitis. Mostly the children are affected, and whatever the neurological problem, it's the permanent. So that is the problem India was facing for the Japanese encephalitis. Transmission dynamics, there is no man-to-man transmission. Man is the dead end of the transmission, even the horse. And pigs are amplifying hosts, large area, about 1 or 2 cases are reported from one village. Pigs, why the pigs are amplifying host? Virus, Baranema, definitely the virus, the JE virus multiply very frequently, very fast in pigs, and feeding preference of the vector mosquito is also zoophilic. All the vectors are zoophilic, so it prefer to feed on cattle as well as the pigs. And high birth rate providing a source of susceptible pigs every year. But if the pigs are available, definitely mosquito will bite. Reservoir, water orbit birds are the reservoir, like herons, and also the virus has been detected in like pond herons, cattle, cigarettes, and poultry birds, ducks, sparrows. But migratory birds may be involved in transfer of virus from one region to another. And why the JE is reported in new area? Why this JE is moved from one area to another area? So these birds play important role for the movement of the JE cases from one area to another area, because virus spillover, reservoir which have the virus there in their body. So whenever the mosquito bites, virus spill over to the mosquitoes, and whenever mosquito bites the pigs, and the pigs with multiplicity is there. And so what? Like why this 1990 the cases reported in Haryana. So it was investigated, and I have read papers. So because of these birds, reservoir birds, that is the important role for transmission of J in new area. Vectors, 15 species of Culex, 3 species of Anopheles, and 3 species of Mansonia. About 27 species of mosquitoes where the J virus has been isolated. Mostly Culex visnui group. Visnui group comprises of Tritannuricus as Pseudovisnui and Visnui. And secondary vector Gelidus, White Mori, Fuscocephala, even we have detected when I was there at NCDC, detected JE virus in Gelidus, Pseudovisnui, and Tritannuricus, Epidesmis, Tritannuricus from the Gorakhpur area. So these are the species where the isolation had been done by different scientists in the country. And about vector bionomics, it breeds, definitely I have already mentioned about breeds in large water bodies, ponds, ditches, and always it has been noticed all the Culex visnui group mosquito, they breed together in pools. Resting and biting behavior is exophilic, mostly exophilic and zoophilic. That is why the vector control by using IRS is not very effective for the IRS, for the J. This is the figure of Tritannuricus. Visnui also breeds along with Tritannuricus, Pseudovisnui, and flight range is about up to 3 to 5 kilometers. And larva, mostly it breeds in like in Gorakhpur area, it breeds in rice field, as well as the wherever the water collection after the floods and after the heavy rainfalls. Even in like the urban area or some semi-urban areas, some these breed vectors the breeds in small pools, and the ditches. Seasonality, if you'll see the seasons of this disease, definitely the epidemic and the high incidence coincides with the monsoon and the post-monsoon period. But in our country, different states have different peaks. Like if we'll go to Assam, the peak starts early. In the July is the main peak. We'll go to UP. UP is also the peaks is start from July onward, but the peak will reach at the month of October. And if we'll go to southern part of the country, like the Karnataka, where the perennial Tamil Nadu, perennial transmissions are there. And in some states, there are 2 peaks are reported. And strategy for the prevention and control. After the 2003, then a prevention and control strategy has been framed at NVBDCP. And in 2006, we have developed the AES and JE surveillance guidelines. And I have already provided the links, and operational guidelines is also available in the websites, NVBDCP website. You can go through these websites. Effective surveillance, definitely for the control of any disease, surveillance is important. And without surveillance, we cannot plan for a disease control as well as for the early warning signal. So surveillance is important. For effective surveillance, sentinel sites to be identified. So this is the idea has come from Dr. Joshi when he was the director of NVBDCP. Yeah, we have to identify a sentinel site for the JE and dengue and chikungunya. So on that time, we started identifying labs, sentinel labs, and we make them functional. And so far, they have done, and we already added many other sentinel sites for the dengue, for JE. And vector control, definitely under the IVM. We have to use vector control strategy under the mode of IVM. And BCC, about the IEC, we have to promote for like the personal protection is exophilic behavior, and if they bite during the evening hours, so the people, children should be advised to wear the full sleeve clothes while doing the play during the evening time. So the IEC activity is important. Even the referral cases is important. Mostly the JE as the rural and low socioeconomic area where the JE is reported. In rural area where the hospital facilities are almost nil, so whenever the child become ill, so it's very difficult to refer those cases to the district hospital, because main treatment is being done at the district hospitals. So during the referral, mostly what we observe, mostly the children died during the transportation, during from the village to the district hospitals. So PSC medical officer, they should be advised what precautions they have to take, how to refer those cases to the district hospitals, and what is the initial treatment that should be given at the PSC level, and that is required to be disseminated. And definitely we have safe vaccine. We are using SAF 14-14-2 vaccines for the prevention of Japanese encephalitis. And case management, definitely case JE, there is no treatment, so case management is important. Case management for NVBDCP, always they organize training for medical officer, for clinicians, for case management of JE. And when I see these guidelines, so I do remember how I have pasted these photographs here. If you see that there rice field. In rice field, one lady photograph she was there. I have hidden that photograph with reservoir, with birds. So all this document that was developed by me under the supervision of Dr. Joshi. So what we did, we not only case definition, we have developed formats, all AES for the acute encephalitis syndrome format, JE formats, and what will be the reporting system from the state, from the district, from states, and up to the state level. What will be the reporting system, and how this laboratory information will be linked to the district reports and with the headquarter. So it is mentioned. Even if we try to like the polio surveillance, they are using the patient ID number, and we have also mentioned about we have we have taken some of the good best practice from the NPSP about the polio surveillance. JE control strategy, IVM, definitely the IRS is not very effective, and fogging is recommended only during the outbreak situation. So IVM, what will be the, so all the mosquitoes or the disease, these are the local, and all, we have to identify all the, what are the local available matters under the IVM, what will be available at the district, at the village, and what can be used under the IVM. So like the Japanese encephalitis, the neem coated urea, sometimes they were using in the southern part of the country. Even water, always the vectors breeds with the associated with water hygiene. Water hygiene, it will remove this water hygiene, and this water hygiene is also used for the production of biogas and fertilizer. There was some publication. Please mute your mic, please. There is a publication from this Shankar Ganesh in 2005. They use this water hygiene for production of biogas. So this type of activities they can be promoted for control for under the IVM mode. JE vaccination started in 2006. What is the background of started the JE vaccination? Before 2006, we were using vaccine. That was the mouse brain vaccines that was produced by the Kasoli, CRI Kasoli, but the production capacity was very less. So that cannot be captured the country demand. We use only in a few districts. So after the 2005 outbreaks, when the 1,500 children died, so Ministry of Health have initiated that. They have contacted like the World Health Organization, and they found SA-14-14-2 vaccine, that is the produced by China, is very effective for the JE control. So the decision was taken to introduce this vaccine in 2006. So within a 2-3 days, we have to identify high risk districts, and we have identified with the help of Immunization Division of Ministry, WHO, we identify high risk district where, because the capacity numbers of vaccines were less number, so we have to prioritize. So we have identified few districts where the vaccines that can be introduced in 2016. And the vaccination, we developed the guidelines also for the vaccination. And what is the strategy for the vaccination? This is a one-time campaign, mass campaign drive covering children 1 to 15 years over 3 weeks period, followed by integration of JE vaccine under the Universal Immunization Program, about 6 months of the new cohort. So this multi-plan all the districts, and the program has targeted to capture all the districts under the JE immunization. Under the immunization program, UIP 2 doses of vaccines, about the 1 year, 9 months, and another is 12 months, 11 to 24 months, the second dose. And some of the districts where the cases have shifted from the children, because we're using vaccines in the children, so shifted the age group of the children, and more adult are reported, like the Assam and West Bengal. So vaccines were also used in that group, like the 15 to 65 years age group, adult JE vaccination were done also in Assam, UP and West Bengal. Besides this, the program also initiated some new initiative to undertake for prevention and control, because JE and the AES, whatever it is related to the low socioeconomic status. If we will, like the Japan and South Korea, they have already eliminated Japanese encephalitis, not only by using vaccines, fixed vaccines, as well as the human vaccine. Also the piggeries, the systematic, they have developed the pig styles, and they improve the quality, like the village, the economic level structure of the homes and all, the development, basically overall development was taken by them. So what the ministry, they have decided, definitely this is the disease where the agriculture, irrigation, veterinary, and many other sectors are involved. Rehabilitations is also required. So they have identified, like the Ministry of Health, so doing also drinking water supply, Ministry of Women Child Development, Ministry of Social Justice, Ministry Rural Development, Urban Development, they all should join together to implement the proper plan for the control of Japanese encephalitis and AES in the country. And first, in the first phase, 60 districts in 5 states that have been identified. These are the districts that during the first phase that have been identified for these initiatives. When there is no rapid response team, if suppose the first case is reported and the cases could not be reported and there was a delay reported of cases, then implementation of prevention and control activities delay. So definitely there will be many deaths. Already we lost opportunity for the control of that outbreak. So when we detect early, we can detect the cases early, and definitely after the early detection, if we respond early, we will definitely we will implement our control strategy interventions in time. Definitely we can avoid this outbreak, and there's less number of cases and less number of deaths will be there. So outbreak, detection of outbreak signal for impending outbreak is important, and for this definitely surveillance is important. Without surveillance, we cannot predict outbreak signals. So surveillance is important for detection of outbreak, and also surveillance is also important for planning of control activities, evaluation of the control activities, and vaccination evaluation. It's important. In Japanese encephality, definitely there are we have to include, besides this epidemiological and entomological surveillance, we have to include veterinary-based surveillance also, because the pigs are the amplifying host and arbid birds, so we have to include the veterinary-based surveillance. Entomological surveillance, we have to go through the vector, continue monitoring of the vector density, and vector density can be monitored not only by suction tube method, like they rest outdoor. So Hope case method can be used for collection of exophilic mosquito. It is already mentioned in this AES guidelines. What is the Hope case methods? So infection with JE virus may be asymptomatic and very few cases, 1 or 2 cases reported. But encephalitis is mostly common recognized presentation of JE. JE surveillance therefore aim to identify AES cases followed by serologic confirming JE viral infection using the standard laboratory techniques. I don't want to go in details about the definition of AES, and for the AES, how if AES cases are there, AES differential diagnosis will see viral encephalitis and meningococcus, even cerebral viral meningitis, many other in enteroviruses, they are the responsible for the encephalitis or AES, but we have to pick up Japanese encephalitis. These are the probable cases on the left side, and where we will go for the investigation and the lab analysis, what we have to take the all laboratory diagnosis, whatever the JE cases or the probable cases. AES case and JE case classification, it is also mentioned in guidelines. How to distinguish?
रूपा, आपका इंटरनेट नहीं काम कर रहा है।
Sorry, then I have to, I think again I have to share screen. Dr. Srivastava, can you see my presentation?
Now it has come. I was just ringing your internet gone actually.
Yeah.
Now it has come. Now it has come.
Okay. So this is the classification of the how to go about the classification of the J. So we have to concern about probable and laboratory confirmed cases. And first time now I will just tell you about the how to go about the outbreak investigation of JE. Like in Delhi, in 2011, the first 4 Japanese encephalitis cases, like the suspected cases, were reported. As usual, it was declared, yeah, this must be imported cases, must be coming from Haryana or UP, or not from Delhi. But when we went there, the NCDC team went there, the cases where the cases were reported, and we investigated, and what we found, whether this was the imported or indigenous. So do we need surveillance of JE in urban area? And before that, the JE was related to only rural area. So first cases reported from Bhavana, 2 cases from Jahangirpuri, 1 cases from Gol Market. Then we went for the field investigation with my team at NCDC when I was there at NCDC. So what we do entomological survey, and we also tested all screen for IgM capture ELISA method for the JE virus, and we found JE positive, and pigs samples, blood samples were taken, and with the help of MCD, and it was tested. And JE virus was also tested in antigen capture ELISA method at NCDC lab. So, and also we have collected door-to-door information, door-to-door we survey, and we collected all information about the patient, about the history of patient movement and pigs population, all those demographic information were collected by us. And this is the breeding sites we found in Jahangirpuri, just behind that houses. There were 2-3 big ponds. It's full of water hygiene. And my insect collector, Mr. Rawat, is there. He's very efficient, and he has collected larvae of Pilostratus vishnui group of mosquito, many larvae from there. And we rear in the lab, and we detected virus, JE virus from those larvae, from those reared adult mosquitoes. And this figure is very important. I have already published paper in which I have mentioned this figure. This is very interesting. I think no need to tell anything. It seems it's showing it's a transmission cycle of the JE. And you can see the breeding. These are the backside, the Jahangirpur area, where the cases were reported. And just backside of those houses, there was small ditches, and where we found breeding of JE vectors, as well as we have seen many pigs are there. And we have found, fortunately on that time, water birds were also there. It shows all, it itself depicted the whole transmission cycle of the JE. Okay, how this JE has spill over here in this urban area. So what all those evidences, on the basis of all evidences about the virus detection, vector identification in pigs, we have identified virus, it shows yes, this is not the imported cases, these are the indigenous cases. Total of first 4 reported JE cases, there are 3 where the confirmed indigenous cases, where the virus multiplicity in the city.
So again, you are hang up, Dr. Rupa.
क्या हुआ, रूप कुमारी का इंटरनेट फेलर हो गया क्या?
कुछ हैंग हुआ है. शी इज ट्राइंग.
ओके.
Can you hear me? Hello, Dr.
Yes.
Can you hear me? There was some
We
problem.
can hear you. You share your
Okay.
slide.
Okay, sir. So 3 decades, JEE was a problem there in UP. About more than 50% cases were reported from Uttar Pradesh. And what we did, we review all the 3 decades cases. Since 1978, we have reviewed. And if we will compare the JEE distribution as compared to country figure, more than 20% cases were there during the first decade, 2887. But the proportion of the cases was increasing. In the second decade, where the cases were more, and in the third decade, 1998, 2009, about more than 50%. About 56% were cases were there in only from the UP. And in Uttar Pradesh, there were only 7 districts in Gorakhpur division.
रूपा, तुम्हारा स्लाइड नहीं दिख रहा है. स्लाइड्स को तुम एक बार स्टॉप शेयरिंग करके दोबारा रीशेयर करो.
Okay.
एक बार शेयर स्टॉप कर दीजिए.
Share stop. Okay.
And then again you share. We same, click the green button, then it will come stop. Now it will come. Now again you share. Yes, it has come very nicely.
Please
Thank
come.
you. Yes, it
Just
has come.
let me know if there will be some problem. Just let me know. Okay.
No, it's coming. Very nice.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this is the map. Sorry, I have missed one more slide. JEE deaths was also contributed about 18% in first decade, second decade 20%, and the third decade it increased from 20% to more than 50%. So mostly the cases were reported from Uttar Pradesh. And if we'll see the repeated occurrence of the JEE cases from 1978 to 2007, about 20 to 30 times. Every year, the JEE cases were reported from Gorakhpur, Maharashtra, about four districts. And all these 7 districts in Gorakhpur division and eastern UP, where the repeated occurrence of the JEE were reported. If you'll see the distribution of the map is showing the burden of JEE, like in first decades, where the less number of cases, the burden was less in 78 to 88. And the second decades, the endemicity has been increased. In the third decades in 1998 to 2007, the endemicity increased more. So a total of 22 districts. Why these 7 districts were high burden for the JEE? Because Gorakhpur, Devariya, Basti, these 3 districts were endemic, highly endemic. And other Maharajganj, Kushinagar, Siddharthnagar, Sant Kabirnagar, these 4 districts are carved from these 3 districts. That is why since the beginning, the JEE was there. JEE was a problem of those districts. And why this eastern UP is only affected for the JEE? Because monsoons and the flood affected area, many rivers are flowing in that area, and it's every year this area is affected with floods. After the floods, water logging in the field and rainwater collection, this standing water.
Rupa, you are held up again. I think you are frozen. हाँ वो तुम्हारा कनेक्शन फिर से ऑफ हो गया।
क्या नंबर नेटवर्क कवरेज क्षेत्र
Rupa, are you there?
Hello.
हाँ वो आपका हैंग नहीं, आपकी फोटो आ रही है, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन दोबारा करना पड़ेगा फिर से।
शेयर करो फिर से।
शेयर स्क्रीन
Kindly bear everybody because this is a technical problem. She is just now connecting. Yes, yes, it has come very nicely. Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, there was some problem for internet connectivity. So, if you will see the prevalence of JE vectors from 2008 to 2014 in Gorakhpur division, so mostly the density increase, per man hour density increased from May, June, and peaked at in the month of August and September. And after the onset of the winter, definitely density decline. So these are the density or where the vector prevalence or vector breedings are more during this post-monsoon or the monsoon period. If we will correlate with this vector density, we try to correlate with meteorological data, rainfall, temperature. Definitely with the rainfall, we got some correlation with the rainfall. And after onset of the rainfall, after 1 month, the vector population build up in that area, and viral activity in the vector mosquito also build up within about another for 1 month. So it will take about 1.5 to 2 months to build up all vector density and also the virus load in the vector mosquito to spread the transmission. And we'll see the peak of JE cases. It was there in the September or October. And in the beginning, the peak was very short. Only the August to November, it was a very short peaks was recorded. But during the recent time, the periods, the number of weeks during the outbreak period was increased. You can see the analysis of epidemic. We have analyzed the epidemic peak since 1978, whatever the outbreak were reported, and we have just analyzed. During 2005, duration of epidemic was 17 weeks. And 70s, 80s, the epidemic was 6 to 9 weeks. It means the peaks, the times, if the peaks stretch, then more number of cases were there. And more number of cases definitely, and more deaths were reported and during that time. Over those 3 decades, UP, the epidemic peak shifted from October to, shifted forward by approximate 1 month, from October to September. So season, whatever the prevalence of these cases are correlated with the monsoon, post-monsoon, and various environmental factors, as well as the fixed population, and about how this virus multiply in that environment. So this is my last slides. So J can be controlled. Definitely we have controlled Japanese encephalitis by using the effective vaccine, but the coverage should be more. In UP, when 2006 we used JE vaccine, the coverage, reported coverage was 99%. But when we evaluated through the UNICEF, the actual coverage was 50 to 55%. So efficacy or the effective, the program means the cases will be declined definitely when the coverage will be good. The actual coverage will be good. So intersectoral coordination is important for the JEE, and already NVVDCP has initiated at the high level interministry or different ministry are involved. So at the lower level also the intersectoral coordinations are required, and continuous monitoring of the vector population, virus detection in mosquitoes, and that can definitely help and correlate with this meteorological data, help to predict outbreak. So in my conclusion, proper health education, early diagnosis, treatment, environmental sanitation, vaccination, definitely we can able to control Japanese encephalitis in our country like other countries, South Korea and China, Japan, what they did. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening and all the participants who listen very, quietly. Thank you.
Thank, thank you, Dr.
Thank you very
Rupa. Excellent presentation. And Dr. P.K. Srivastava,
Yes,
where you are?
yes. I'm there.
Okay,
I'm there.
okay.
I'm very
Please
much
come.
there. I'm just waiting
Please
for
sum
you.
up.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
Please.
Thank you, Dr. Rupa. Please, you stop your sharing. And thank you very much. It is very exhaustive and very nice presentation. Very nice presentation. I must say, and I must, I mean, this, you really, after, I mean, I was thinking that, and you were also a little doubtful that what is the issue, but basically you have made it very nicely, very nicely. There are some few questions which people have asked. I have, as earlier I have requested that senior people should give their advices. If they have something, they can write in their chat box whatever they want, because there is nothing that we should be able to tell them their answer. They know the answer, so they can always suggest that. The second issue which I just wanted to highlight, you have heard, all the young people, they have heard what is JEE, how JEE. There were 2-3 issues which has been raised in this chat session, that there some people, they wanted more elaboration on case definition of JEE. Some people, they wanted difference between AES and JEE. Some people, they wanted about the dusk index. Some people, they wanted about the basic issue of critical density. Let me summarize something, that AES was initially not in the mandate of NVVDCP, as Dr. Roop Kumari has said. AES was brought only because we should be able to answer to the government that, look here, we are concerned only with this vector-borne disease, Japanese encephalitis, but there are something over and above which overarches this disease, which are affecting brains. So there are some more departments involvement is required, and that is how the group of ministers and the detailed guidelines was framed when Dr. Roop Kumari was dealing with the subject in this direction. The second very important point she has highlighted, that everybody has the responsibility, because one photograph what she showed, that pigs are also there, the birds are also there, the human being are there, the vector potential breeding sites are there. So who have to give the education to the community? Everything cannot be done by the government departments alone. So if nearby your area, if something happens like that, if you see the pictures like that, which is showed in the last slide, it is our responsibility also to do something like that. Another very important aspect she touched upon, and people also have raised in this forum, that earlier Japanese encephalitis was thought to be a disease of children, but it has shifted to the adults. Actually, it has not shifted. The people are doing a lot of research on that. If you see the old literature, it is very clearly indicated that while JEE affects the older age group also, but it basically, the children are affected more, because the older people, by virtue of their exposure, repeated exposure, they get immune. And that is precisely the principle of vaccination, that vaccination, you protect more to the children. The second issue was raised, that adult requires vaccination. Yes, WHO has also advised long back that while WHO has little reservation that it should be in endemic area only the vaccination, but government has allowed that no, we will do the vaccination every year. And that is why the vaccination program has been taken into routine operation. While I thank Dr. Roop Kumari, I have some announcement that this is basically an entomological intelligence skill development. So we will be having one additional session on World Mosquito Day at 8 p.m. on 20th of August, when Sir Ronald Ross discovered, and we are all because after that only, that Sir Ronald Ross has discovered the cycle where mosquito is involved, Anopheles are involved, and we will have a small session on that, and we would request everybody to join. We will be issuing tomorrow the linkage for that. Anybody has to say something, they can put their right in the chat box. We will summarize and we will share among all others. Thank you. Thank
Dr.
you very
Pradeep,
much.
Dr.
Yes,
Pradeep,
Dr. Ghosh.
I have just few points for Dr. Roop Kumari.
Please add on.
Yes, in 2018 October, UP government has introduced a program called Dastak. Dastak is a program where it has been implemented in all the JE areas. All the ASA workers, whenever there is a case of JE, immediately they will go to the case detection and then they immediately go for the action. It is a very important program now they have introduced in UP. And also whatever the study we did in Gorakhpur, we first time found that Tytrodicus bisnui is breeding in the wells. First time we detected there. Few points asked. Another thing is that now NIB also has produced a vaccine. I don't know, anybody can enlighten on the vaccine of NIB. It is a strain from Kolar. 1978, the virus was isolated and they have made indigenous vaccine through Bharat Biotech.
Dr. Ghosh, let me intervene. We are trying to tell the people whatever is being done within the approved framework. We are aware about this Bharat Biotech, that vaccination program. I mean, they developed some vaccine and it wasn't a trial. Like when we stopped this Kasoli vaccine also because the dose production capacity was little on our constraint and our population. You know, she has shown the map, first map, that what is the extent of the area and what people they require the vaccination. So that is a good point you have mentioned. That's a very good point you have mentioned. And not only in UP, there are many other states also, they have initiated different kinds of program to capture overall umbrella AES cases and in that total number of JE cases. So that classification is there. Very nice points you raised. And Dastak, yes, most of the people who are working in UP, they may be knowing, they may be aware about that. Thank you very much.
PK, one somebody asked about DRUS index. Actually, that is a entomological indicators for JE.
Yes.
So I am telling what is DRUS index. DRUS index is number of vectors captured per man hour multiply proportional pairs mosquitoes.
Yes.
This is DRUS index.
Basically, Dr. Sharma, for the information of all young people, if you go through the website of NBBDCP and see one guidelines where the entomological parameters, very nicely it has been clearly written that yearly survey, entomological survey has to be done, and then you have to do two very important index villages, some in the affected and some in the non-affected area. And then you have to do this, the Dr. Sharma, what he told about this parity proportion with the total, that is very important. Because unless the mosquitoes are living that particular age, whether it is malaria, whether it is for JE, whether it is for LF, mosquito has to survive till that, and that proportion is very important.
We have, I think, this attendee has not listened that day particular lecture. Entomological indices.
Yes,
we have mentioned.
You told in your presentation it was there.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. The time is up, 8:35, and I congratulate Dr. Roop Kumari once again that you finished well in time. Very timely, very nice presentation. Thank you very much, and hope that everybody will support and we will meet again on 20th of August.
PK, Dr. R.R. Sharma.
Dr. R.R. Sharma, I'm not seeing him.
He's here, yes.
Sir, please say a few words before we close it. Where are you? Yes, sir.
Every day is a learning session for all of us. And it is, I was just thinking while listening to Dr. Kumariji, she's a versatile technocrat. And I was remembering, when she was referring about UP and Gorakhpur and all, that we were in HIL, we used to get a lot of information about JEE and all. Dr. Sir, thank you very much for your time you have spared, and you have given an excellent presentation today. And we look forward to, on behalf of the foundation, my colleagues, my head, Dr. R.S. Sharma, has already initiated all exercises, and Dr. P.K. Srivastava. We look forward to association in any form where we can work like your extended hand in serving the humanity in the health sector. Doctor, thank you very much for you. Thank you very much.
So PK, I have mentioned my question for prize. I have mentioned chat box, and I am repeating it. Disease was started, first case was started in Japan, 1871. How did the transmission, particularly my question is about amplifying host, particularly pigs. Pigs were not available in Japan that time. So how this transmission takes place, and from where this amplifying host came to Japan? This is my question.
Very right.
Very interesting question.
This is for all the participants to answer and win the prize again to Dr. R.S. Sharma.
I will give prize.
Good, very good,
Yes,
very good
yes,
incentive. Thank you.
Very interesting.
So let us close and say good
Thank
night.
you very
We'll
much.
meet again. Thank you, Dr. Rukumai. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rukumai.
One word. I think after hello.
Yes, sir. Please.
I think the way the prizes are being decided by Dr. R.S. Sharma, and I wish and I pray there will be time when there will be prize in the name of Dr. R.S. Sharma Awards.
I thought you are going to tell that I will also take part in the competition.
We will also participate, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Nagpal. Finally,
Dr. Nagpal
Thank you.
Dr.
Yeah, I
Nagpal
joined.
Dr. Nagpal sent the message that it little difficult for him today. He was busy
Yeah,
somewhere.
but I joined later on.
Good. Good you joined. Because
Okay,
now
thank
this
you.
is basically an informal. The official session is over. So we are thinking to Dr. Nagpal, because you joined late. I just announced that we are thinking to make another additional session on 20th at 8 p.m. because 6 o'clock that Dr. R.S. Yadav session is there, na? London School of Tropical Medicine.
Yeah.
So 6 o'clock he will be the first speaker, 6:30. So we will have a small session, half an hour maybe, around 8 o'clock, because as an entomologist we must honor Sir Ronald Ross.
Yeah.
And we are
Yeah,
thinking
that's true.
we are thinking to felicitate two senior people with our association. I am trying to go personally to Dr. N.L. Kalra sir and Krishna Rao sir.
Okay.
If they can join or somebody can help in making them, so we will felicitate on that particular day from foundation side.
Good.
Because they have
Very good approach. Very good.
Thank you, ATS. Thank you. We are just thinking.
Somebody from the CCO team can go to Kalla Saab's house, no?
आपको मैं ये जिम्मेदारी देने वाला हूँ मैडम.
अच्छा ठीक है, मैं अपनी टीम से
काला साहब को आपको किसी को भेजना पड़ेगा.
मैं किसी को भेज
उनका थोड़ा ईयर का प्रॉब्लम हो गया है, उनका मशीन भी खराब हो गई है.
उनका कान में नहीं सुन रहे हैं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं.
उनकी वाइफ को
हम लोग कम से कम उनको देख पाएंगे.
कोई रहेगा वहाँ पर अगर उस टाइम.
मैं गई थी उनके पास अभी 2 महीने पहले गई थी मैं.
उनके
तो काफी प्रॉब्लम आंटी को भी ना काफी था.
वो प्रॉब्लम है, आंख के लिए भी प्रॉब्लम है और कान के लिए भी प्रॉब्लम. तो या तो कोई उधर बैठ जाए लैपटॉप लेके जब हो सकता है.
उनको हम तो यहाँ से हैंडल करते हैं इसलिए हम मूव नहीं कर सकते. बट आई एम थिंकिंग, आई विल डिस्कस विद डॉक्टर कल्पना और किसी को लगाएंगे जो आधे घंटे वहाँ चला जाए, बैठ सकता है. तो कम से कम एक बहुत बड़ा, मतलब अगर हम लोग नहीं कर पाए तो फिर हम लोगों के लिए तो बहुत फिजिकल होता, तो हम तो ले आते जाते कुछ भी कर देते.
नहीं पीके फिर करेंगे, डॉक्टर रूप कुमारी और डॉक्टर कल्पना बरुआ करेंगे. हमारे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन हमारी यही है.
अच्छा नहीं, जनरेशन नहीं, हम आप ही के जनरेशन.
कुछ आरएस कुछ हम लोग अपने लिए छोड़ देते हैं इन लोगों को करने के लिए।
कुछ इन लोगों के करवा
वो इशारा मैं समझ रहा हूँ।
नहीं, हम लोग समझ जाएंगे आप लोग के घर, आप चिंता मत कीजिए।
तो 20 का लिंक भेजोगे ना अलग से?
हाँ हाँ
इसका लिंक कल भेज रहा हूँ।
कल भेज देंगे, कल भेज देंगे। और नागपाल जी दिमाग में आई है कि भाई जो है दुनिया कर रही है और हमारे यहाँ पैदा हुए तो हम भी तो कुछ करें उनके लिए।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल जरूर है, बहुत जरूर।
नहीं, इन लोगों ने हम लोगों को सबको सिखाया है, सबको पढ़ाया है। हम
No
आज
doubt.
इस लेवल पर इन्हीं लोगों की वजह से आए हैं।
बिल्कुल
पूजा
बिल्कुल
करने के
सही
लिए
बात है।
मंदिर ही जाना पड़ता है।
बताइए,
बोलो मंदिर है।
मंदिर ही जाना पड़ता है, बिल्कुल ठीक बात है। अब मंदिर में पुजारी सभी लोग फिर जाके
हम लोग पुजारी हैं तो किसी न किसी को तो जाना ही है।
हाँ गिरा बोलो। हाँ गिरा साहब बोलो।
This is wonderful idea that we should honor those who have taught us right
Yes.
from A to Z about the entomology.
सर आप उस दिन अपना गेरा साहब आप उस दिन अपना जरा कैमरा रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन कर रखिएगा।
हाँ हाँ ये कर देंगे।
बढ़िया कवरेज आना
ये
चाहिए।
हमारा रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे।
मैं सर अभी कर रहा हूँ compile. It will come in a nice way, not to worry.
Good.
I'm compiling entire show, not to worry. It will come up in a front page only.
Very nice, very nice.
थैंक यू वेरी मच गिरा जी।
चलिए जी, थैंक यू।
और कोई यंग लोगों में कोई कुछ राय देना है? अभी भी देखिए 57 लोग हैं और कोई यंग लोगों में से कोई स्टेट से कोई कुछ बोलना चाहे, अभी इनफॉर्मल है। नाउ द सेशन इज ओवर, सो इफ समबडी वांट्स टू पुट देयर थिंग्स समथिंग।
संजय तिवारी बेटा है क्या हमारे जेई कंसल्टेंट, नेशनल कंसल्टेंट जेई? संजय तिवारी, संजय ही वाज देयर। उसके पास काफी सारा सवाल रहता है।
अभी चले
संजय
तो संजय तो जवाब देना दुनिया को, प्रोग्राम में बैठे हैं तो।
नहीं वो उसके पास बहुत सारा सवाल होते हैं।
नहीं उसे जवाब उसे देने उन सवालों के जो पूछ
वो
रहे
तो
हैं।
सवालों का जवाब पढ़ना
या
पड़ेगा।
ही इज अ लर्नर, नो ही इज अ लर्नर। अभी तो
अच्छा
आया
लर्नर है,
है,
फिर ठीक है,
नहीं
फिर तो हम ही जवाब देंगे उनका।
अच्छा मेरे ख्याल से वो छोड़ दिया है अभी, ही इज नॉट हियर।
हाँ ही इज नॉट हियर शायद। अगर वो होता है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। अगर
नहीं है वो चला
सर
गया।
डॉक्टर राम सिंह नहीं है हेड ऑफ द एंटोमोलॉजी डिवीजन ऑफ एनसीडीसी?
Who is Kam Rasu? I just want to.
रूप कुमारी हेड ऑफ द एंटोमोलॉजी तो हम ही है।
वेरी गुड वेरी गुड।
हेड ऑफ द एंटोमोलॉजी आप ही हो फॉर्मर।
हम ही है एंटोमोलॉजी है।
नीलम कानपुर का बाराबंकी से कुछ कहना चाह रही हो?
पूछो।
कौन बोल रहे हैं?
सिन्हा साहब तो आज बिल्कुल।
हेलो सर, गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
हाँ नीलम,
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग।
नहीं दे रहे आप बोलिए।
मैम कल्पना मैम, आपसे हम लोगों ने बनारस में बहुत कुछ सीखा है ट्रेनिंग में, एनआईसीडी में। अभी आपको देख के बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, आप और पीके सर।
क्यों बाकी लोग अच्छे नहीं लग रहे क्या?
नहीं सर, सब लोग अच्छे लग रहे हैं, बट सर आपसे इतना कुछ सीखा है और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपने जोड़ा इस टाइम पे हम लोगों को इसमें।
देखो जब हम थे तो सब हमारे डांट से बड़े डरे रहते थे, अभी कहने से बड़े अच्छे लग रहे हैं।
अभी डर रहे हैं सर, अभी डर रहे हैं, इसीलिए जल्दी से सर आंसर किया है। थैंक यू सर याद करने के लिए।
कल्पना आज जेई का क्वेश्चन किसी ने आसाम से नहीं पूछा।
सर आपका क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा, सुना नहीं मैंने।
जेई का क्वेश्चन आसाम से पूछना चाहिए था। सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम आज की तारीख में।
जी सर, हेलो सर, मैं आसाम से बोल रहा हूँ।
आ गया।
रहीम। हाँ सर, ये तो हाँ मैम ने जो प्रेजेंटेशन दिखाया सर वो तो एकदम सही था, क्योंकि मेरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में अभी जुलाई महीने में सिर्फ 13 केसेस रिपोर्ट हुए हैं, ओनली इन द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई।
ओके।
और उससे पहले सर एक भी केस नहीं था।
रहीम डिस्ट्रिक्ट का नाम बता दो।
दरंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैम, दरंग। दरंग यस सर। उससे पहले सर एक भी केस नहीं था और उसके बाद भी अभी नहीं आ रहा है, ओनली जुलाई महीने में, और उसमें से 4 डेथ भी हो गया। वो भी सारे सब एबव 60 इयर्स के हैं सब जो डेथ हुए हैं।
इम्यूनिटी कम है उन लोगों।
अच्छा ये बताओ कि आपका अपर असम में है कि लोअर असम में है?
मिडिल असम होता है एक्चुअली।
नेक्स्ट तो
मिडिल असम है दरंग तो।
हाँ मिडिल असम में।
मिडिल में है।
Yes.
अच्छा, तो ये 60 इयर्स के अबव दैट हुआ है, जेई कंफर्म है?
हाँ एक
जेई
हाँ
कंफर्म
जी
आईजीएम है पॉजिटिव?
हाँ CSF
आईजीएम पॉजिटिव है?
IgM पॉजिटिव CSF सैंपल का है।
ओ,
एक तो मैम
ओ,
89
CSF
इयर्स का
तो
था।
100% पॉजिटिव है।
हाँ एक तो 89 इयर्स का था
अच्छा,
और एक मैम 65 इयर्स और एक 66 72 इयर्स और एक 72 और एक मैम एक बच्चा था 5 साल का।
ये जो एडल्ट थे रहीम,
हाँ मैम।
ये बताओ,
उन लोगों को कोई दूसरा डिजीज भी था?
वैक्सीन जो
हाँ
उसमें यूज हो रहा है वहाँ पे, एडल्ट वैक्सीन हो रहा है ना?
हाँ वो हुआ था
कितने,
मैम 2013 में,
कौन
13
से
या
ईयर?
14 में।
60 इयर्स तक कवर किया होगा ना?
हाँ 60 इयर्स तक कवर किया था मैम। बट मेरे पास 2 केसेस भी ऐसे भी हैं जो मतलब वैक्सीनेटेड थे फिर भी जे इन्फेक्टेड पाए गए हैं। मतलब 2 बच्चे थे, एक 12 साल की बच्ची थी और
नहीं,
एक
ये ना, ये
7 साल
केसेस
का।
तो वहाँ भी,
ये तो पहले भी रिपोर्टेड है कि वैक्सीन के बाद भी,
ये
वैक्सीनेशन के
जब
बाद
जेई
भी
वैक्सीन
हाँ
स्टार्ट हुआ
हाँ
था
सर।
ना, जब
काफी केसेस आए थे।
हाँ वो रिकवर्ड भी है।
हाँ,
अभी रिकवरी हो गया है।
कुछ मतलब एक्सपायर भी किया है।
हाँ एक बच्चा एक्सपायर किया हुआ है 5 साल का, बट उसके पास वैक्सीनेशन का कोई स्टेटस रिपोर्ट नहीं था, इसलिए हमें पता नहीं चला कि
मैं नहीं
वैक्सीनेटेड थे
बता
या
रही
नहीं।
हूँ रहीम, 2-3
हाँ
साल
मैम।
पहले मैं जाके रिव्यू भी की थी। सो
हाँ मैम।
उसमें काफी था। कुछ लोगों का वैक्सीनेशन थोड़ा सा डाउटफुल भी रहता है,
हाँ
रियली
मैम।
होता
हाँ
है कि नहीं, ऐसा भी केसेस था।
हाँ मैम। हाँ
यूपी में एक बार हमने रिव्यू किया था, उसमें जेई वैक्सीनेटेड चिल्ड्रन में डेथ हुआ था। तो हम लोग जब वहां गए तो जब हमने रिव्यू किया, रिकॉर्ड चेक किया, तो पता लगा वो वैक्सीनेटेड थे ही नहीं बच्चे। जो मतलब केसेस था ना, तो वैसे ही था, मतलब कवरेज दिखाने के लिए 99% कवरेज दिखाने के लिए वो सबको कर रखा था उसमें कि किया हुआ है वैक्सीन।